Hello and welcome back to my channel, AJ Budgets. I am AJ and I am so thankful that you are here with me today for this January week 2 weekly wrap up. Let's get into it. The first thing that we're going to do today is pull out my weekly cash. So I give myself cash $10 to $20 each week, and then that's just kind of my spending money if I wanted a coffee or there's fundraisers going on at school or whatever the case may be. Just that unbudgeted spending money. It is a no spend month, so my goal is to not spend any money so I can mark off green dots on my no spend tracker. And I did not spend any money for week 2 of January. So yay! This cash does look a little different than what I pulled last week. I pulled a 10 and a 5, but there was a lady who needed a 10. So she gave me a 5 and 5 1 at school this week. So it's still $15, which is I didn't spend it. I just traded it out. So we have 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and $15. So what I do with my cash that I do not spend throughout the week, I actually put it into a savings challenge called Dollar Bills, y'all. And this Dollar Bills, y'all savings challenge is by Ira Budget. And you roll a die, and you figure out what you want to. It's an 8-sided die, so then whatever it rolls on or lands on, you stuff it. I am a little too type A personality for that, so I like to knock it out numbers at a time. And so I'm working on my 4s. So I finished the 8s, the 7s, the 6s, and in week 1 I finished out the 5s. So I'm working on the 4s right now. So we have $15. That means I can do 3 4s and then a 3, I guess is what we're gonna do. So this will be 4, 8, 12, and then my first 3 would make 15. And so then I'm going to get that added into the running total here. When all said and done, this challenge will have $225 because I stuff an extra 4 and an extra 5 to make it the $225. I like even numbers. Again, it's my personality type. I do have plans for some of this money. So some of that $225 is going to be my emergency cash when I go to California in spring break. And then the other is going to be my ER cash for when I go to Mexico this summer. But let's see how much we have in this so far. So we have 100, 150, 160, 165, 170, 175, 176, 77, 78, 79, 180, 181, 82, 83, and $184. We are getting very close to having this challenge done. The next thing that we're going to do is I need to replenish the cash in my wallet. However, I also want to switch out my wallet. So right now I just have, this is my black wallet, so it's my vacation wallet. I went on a little girls trip back in early December and I switched into this wallet and I've never switched back out of it. But because it's a no spend month, I am carting around all of my gift cards. So I can do some things without technically spending money. So I want to switch back into the double zipper wallet just to give me some extra space. So we're going to do that. Now that I've switched out into my double zipper Coach wallet, I do need to pull my weekly cash going into week 3 of January. So I keep my weekly cash. I pull it in bulk once a month when I get paid. And then each week on Friday, I go in and I pull out my cash for the following week. So yeah, it's back here in my next paycheck or binder. And then it's in my weekly cash section. And I have a little envelope. And this week we are getting $10. I'm going to pull out 2 5s. And it gives me about $20 left in there, which is perfect. I only have 1 more week that I'm pulling out of this, and then I get paid again. So it'll be replenished with that monthly $60. Okay. Get my $10 or my $2, and we're going to get that into my wallet. Ideally, again, it is a no spend month. So ideally, we'll have that $10 to put towards my Dollar Bills Y'all Savings Challenge next week. Before I forget, because I did forget last week, I need to mark off my no spend tracker. So that is also housed in here. And we are doing a no spend month for January. And so I need to get all of my little dots, not my dots, my circles colored in. So today is January 9th, and I have done no spending for those 7 days. So let's color those in. Okay, so we have the first 9 days of January colored in, all green days, no spending. So the green dots mean no spending, red means I've spent money, and then blue means I've had budgeted spending. So we're doing good so far. You don't have to have a fancy laminated A6 size no spend challenge. You can simply just on your calendar or your agenda, color in the numbers of the day with like a green highlighter, or then use a pink highlighter for your spending days, and a blue highlighter for bills days. So it doesn't have to get fancy. You can just utilize what you have on hand. So I hope your no spend January is going as good as mine is so far. I've been very busy with work thus far, starting back to school. And so I think that's helped me a little bit. So January feels like the longest month of all time every single year. So we'll see how I do in the upcoming weeks. Okay, next I need to do a couple of housekeeping things. I need to pull some money out. My tithe check came through for this month, so I need to pull that money out of my envelope. And then I need to make my Amazon payment to pay off my Amazon statement balance, which actually means this 9 needs to be blue and not green. So let me fix that really quick. Okay, I have fixed my tracker. So we have 8 green days, and then making my credit card payment today in just a few minutes. And so we have our first blue day, which is our budgeted spending for the month. So I need to pull out money for my tithing check. This is in my long-term sinking funds account. It is a money market account, so I can write checks off of this account. And so I stuff this tithing envelope once a year with my annual bonus. And so I just put it in here in my long term because it's something that happens like over the course of the year. And then I just write that check each month. So let's get in and pull out the money. Okay, so that payment cleared on January 6th. So 1/6, and it was for $65, which should leave us with $395 once we pull that out. So I'm going to pull this cash out, and then it goes just back into my accordion binder because it came out on a check, so I don't have to apply it to my credit card or anything. So $50, $60, and $5. Set that over to the side to get back in my binder, and that should leave us in with $395. So we have 51, 52, 50, 270, 290, 310, 330, 340, 350, 360, 370, 380, 390, and 395. So the last thing that we're going to do in the video today is make my credit card payment. So I'm going to go in and electronically do that and try to figure out how to screen record. If I can't figure out how to screen record, then I will post my payment screenshot here showing that I've applied that $50, which paid off my statement balance. And then we need to pull out that $50 from my credit card binder and payment tracker. So we're going to come over here. That was my Amazon payment. It is due on the 10th. So I had $50 left, and that was because I spent some extra in December. So I had some money on that. And so I stuffed that with some money I gave myself for Christmas. So we need to pull that $50 out. I already wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. So that means we're going to have $137 left. And then that payment won't be made again till February, because that'll be February statement. So I'm going to pull out a $50 bill here. And then we should have 137 left. 120, 30, 2, 4, 6, and 137. Perfect. So we have February's payment ready to go. So ideally with this tracker, with these payment trackers that I do, I pull out all of the money I spend and I get it into this payment tracker. So when I go to pay off my credit card each month, all of the money that's owed on the credit card has already been pulled and accounted for. And that way I can pay off my credit cards every single month and I don't have any credit card debt. It also helps me stay accountable, so I know exactly how much I have in my spending accounts. Thank you so much for spending time with me today doing my weekly wrap up for January week 2. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe and leave me a comment down below. How is your no spend January going if you're doing one? Or are you interested in doing one maybe for February? Let me know. Anyways, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.